Have you ever heard of a train? A train that only appears for those who carry regrets too heavy to bear? Daniel had. But he never believed the stories. Not until the night it found him. Daniel was an ordinary man, but his life had been shaped by one extraordinary mistake. Years ago, he had loved a woman named Emma. She was his anchor, his light, the one person who made the world feel whole. But on the day she needed him most, he chose ambition instead. A meeting, a job, a chance at success. And when he arrived too late, she was gone. Emma left that night, and Daniel never saw her again. Every day since, he carried that weight, and every night he replayed the same moment in his head, her eyes filling with hurt as she walked away, his silence where there should have been words. On the anniversary of her leaving, Daniel wandered back to the old train station where they had once met. The place was abandoned now. The benches were rusted, the glass cracked, weeds splitting the concrete. Rain fell in sheets, soaking his coat. He sat on the broken platform staring at the empty tracks. And then he heard it. A whistle, low, haunting, echoing through the fog. Daniel stood, his heart pounding. There hadn't been trains here in years, but through the mist, headlights glowed. And then it appeared, an old steam engine, massive and black, its wheels grinding sparks against the rails. Its windows glowed faintly with blue light. On its side, painted in peeling, fading letters, the midnight line. The train screeched to a halt before him. The doors creaked open. Daniel should have run, but something inside pulled him forward. The interior was dim, lined with red velvet seats. Passengers sat silently, clutching objects, photographs, letters, lockets. Their faces were heavy with sorrow. At the far end, a tall figure stood. The conductor. His uniform was old, his face hidden beneath the brim of his cap. He held out a ticket. Daniel took it with trembling hands. One word was printed on it. Yesterday. The train lurched forward. The windows blurred. Light streaked across the glass until there was nothing but a whirl of colors. When it stopped, Daniel stepped out onto a platform bathed in warm afternoon sun. He froze. He knew this place. He knew this moment. It was the day he had lost Emma. And there she was, standing at the cafe across the street, waiting for him. The same red scarf, the same patient smile fading into disappointment. Daniel's chest ached. He crossed the street, his voice shaking. Emma. She turned. Her eyes widened. This time he didn't stay silent. He told her everything, his love, his regret, the words he had swallowed before. Tears filled her eyes. She reached for his hand. For a heartbeat, Daniel believed he had done it. He had fixed the past. But the midnight line has rules. As he held her hand, shadows rippled across the ground. The air around them bent and cracked. A streetlight flickered and burst. People froze mid-step, their faces twisting into empty masks. Daniel's vision blurred. He saw flashes, futures crumbling, timelines collapsing like dominoes. By changing this one moment, he had broken 1,000 others. The conductor's voice echoed in his head. One ride, one chance, change your past or accept it. Back on the train, Daniel staggered into his seat, clutching his chest. The other passengers stared at him with hollow eyes. One woman whispered, "I saved my son, but my daughter never existed." Another man shook his head. "I went back for love, and came back to a world where love was gone." Daniel realized the truth. The midnight line was not a gift. It was a test. The whistle blew again. The train slowed. Through the window, Daniel saw Emma once more. Another chance. His heart ached. Could he really let her go? The pocket of his coat grew heavy. Inside was the ticket. The word had changed. It no longer read yesterday. Now it said, decide. The conductor appeared beside him, silent, looming. He didn't speak, but Daniel understood. Stay in yesterday and lose tomorrow. Return to tomorrow and carry the pain. Tears streamed down his face. He walked off the train. Emma stood there radiant, alive. She reached out to him, and he whispered the words he had buried for years. "I'm sorry. I love you." Then, with shaking hands, he stepped back onto the train. Emma's figure dissolved into mist. The door slammed shut. When Daniel opened his eyes, he was back on the abandoned platform. The rain still fell. The tracks were empty. The midnight line was gone. But in his pocket, the ticket remained. The word had changed once more. Now it said, "Remember." Daniel fell to his knees, clutching the ticket, sobbing. He finally understood. The midnight line doesn't give you back what you lost. It doesn't let you rewrite the past. It only teaches you how to carry it. And as Daniel rose, whispering Emma's name into the rain, he felt something he hadn't felt in years. Peace. Because some trains never arrive, and some regrets never fade. But love always finds a way to stay.